beautiful listeners. Welcome to the Jen Marples Show. I'm back from a little bit of a break. I like to say that the Jen Marples Show was off getting a tan. It was on vacation. I was not actually on vacation. Quite the contrary. I just needed to put the podcast on a little bit of a hold just to zhuzh it up a little. So if you'll see wherever you're watching this right now, there's a fun new graphic. That's all my new branding I've been working on. I've got a shiny new website, www.jenmarples.com, and you'll see all this fun sort of this branding up level, tightening up of things that I've been doing kind of behind the scenes. And here we are. So this is the shiny new first episode of the newly zhuzhed up Jen Marples Show, but it's not actually a first episode. It's episode 149. Here we are, 2+ years after starting. And so everything just needed a little zhuzh, just needed to mess around under the hood. So it's fun. It's fun having a little exploration and tightening up your brand and how you're showing up and out to the world. And it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So I started this process last summer, and then I'm slowly launching everything. So you're also going to be the first to hear today, before anybody else, that I am officially also launching the Jen Marples Agency. And basically, I'm putting a little roof over the house that I have built, because I have been working with many of you and my clients on your businesses, and to get you up and out there, and to help you pivot in your careers, and to, do media training to go out there and, really rock and roll with books and things that you're trying to promote. So there have been things that I've been doing with so many clients the past few years that I'm like, I'm just going to formalize this and put it under one roof, because if you've been listening for a while, that is my zone of expertise, is PR and marketing, because I've done that my whole life. And I used to own a PR firm in San Francisco. So I sat here going, all right, I've got all these skills and all these things that I'm naturally good at. Like all of you are good at things. You've done them for 20 and 30 years, because hello, midlife, we are good at a lot of things. And I'm focused in on who? Women like you, women over 40, my midlife women, who I want to help get seen, heard, paid, and make an impact. And so the best way I know how to do that is to have you all under this umbrella of my agency. Am I still business coaching and advising? Yes. Can you still come to me if you need advice, if you want to pivot, or you're thinking about expanding in your career, taking a little turn? Yes. Should you come to me if you're starting a new business and you don't know where to begin? Yes. Should you come to me if you've got a business and you have hit a wall and you really need to update your marketing, your personal branding, and get out there? Maybe you want to get seen and heard in the press and get on podcasts. Yes, come my way. I won't bore you with all the details, but you can check out all the new information on my shiny new fancy website, jenmarples.com, and you can see all the services I offer. So it was just me looking around going, why am I denying this? Because I can actually help all of you shine and step into the spotlight and soar and get seen, heard, and paid and make an impact. And so that is what it came to me last summer, and I had some friends. Thank you. Shout out to Bronwyn for stepping into the spotlight. I will be forever grateful for her saying that phrase to me many, many moons ago, because now it has turned into a thing. It's becoming my signature program for entrepreneurs. I'm going to be having a program around it for all of you ladies. So listen up. I'm going to be dropping more information on that now. So I haven't had a mastermind in a few months. So this is going to replace the mastermind, and it's going to be a juicy, sticky program called Stepping into the Spotlight that is going to give you everything you need to tidy up your message, tidy up your personal branding, and get out there with a clear message to be seen, heard, and get paid. I keep saying get paid, but money's on top of mind. And I've got a guest queued up who's going to actually come on and tell us how to get paid what we're worth. And that's going to be a great episode. I digress. So the Jen Marples Agency, so I'm super excited about it. So I've been slowly dripping it out. You are all And the first to hear all the nitty gritty details, and you're the first to hear about the Stepping into the Spotlight program. And I'm so happy to be sharing that with you. It's going to be like nothing I've ever offered before. And it's also going to have an IRL component that no matter where you are in the country, you can attend. So we're going to be doing most of it virtual, and then we're going to have an opportunity to all meet in person and do a very, I want to call it a retreat, but it's going to be a working retreat. So it's going to be the best of all worlds, where you're going to go in and get a lot of stuff done. And then you're going to meet other kick-ass women doing the same thing. And it's just going to be fun. Let's get it. Let's have fun and get it done. Oh, I think I just found out the new phrase for this program. Let's have fun and get it done. So more on that to come, but I have just missed you. Sometimes we have to put things on pause, maybe like relationships, I don't know, gym memberships, whatever it is, to understand and appreciate how much we love them. And I know I had said I was only going to be away for 2 weeks, and it turned into about 4 weeks. And it's very interesting. If you've been listening for a while, that I keep it real here and I tell it like it is. And I thought it was going to be about 2 weeks. So I like to do things fast and furious and judge things up. But 2 weeks ago, because this is midlife, my mother had a heart attack. And so she's okay. Let me just first say that she's fine. It was caught in time. It was a warning call. She's totally fine. And being my mom that she is, she's already like back to work and feeling better than ever. And so she sees it as a wake-up call. I love you, Mom. She's out there doing her thing. She's 78, and it was a wake-up call. And it's the sad reality for what I know a lot of you are experiencing, what you're seeing other loved ones go through, where she was taking care of my dad. I have mentioned that on the podcast, that my dad had multiple health issues all of 2023. And of course, as a caregiver, she put herself last, rightly so. We would all do it to take care of him. He's better and on the mend. And then sadly, because of all the stress of that, this happened. Heart disease also runs in the family. So the good news is she's on top of it. It was a warning call, but it gave all of us kids, I've got 3 siblings, we all had our own mini heart attacks, because we're like, it's Mom. Nothing's supposed to happen to her. And I know this, all of you listening can likely relate. Many of you have already lost parents or are dealing with parents who are sick. So I just said, I got to pause it for another 2 weeks, because I didn't have the energy. I didn't have anything. I just had a bit of trauma, and I needed to, be there and kind of decompress from what was going on and make sure that my mom was okay. And she is. I'm happy to report, like I said. And so I'm here a couple of weeks later than expected, and it's okay. And that's a learning in midlife. And at this point in time, I wasn't going to win a major award if I came back earlier than I was ready. I wasn't going to be serving you if I came back with a heavy, heavy heart. I probably wouldn't have been able to speak, because it really did take a lot of time to process. I think I watched one funny commercial or something on TV, and it was the Super Bowl. I was watching something because her heart attack happened the day before the Super Bowl. And I was watching some ad, I started bawling, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, here's the release. And then it took some time to process and leave my body. So here I am. She's okay. I'm very excited to be back. And like with all warning calls and everything in life, it's made me double and triple down on my mission to support all you women, who I'm going to be, the guests I'm going to be bringing on the show, and staying here for you. I mean, my mission is I'm just here to support you. I'm your biggest champion, and I'm your biggest cheerleader. And I hope you know that. I really hope you know that. And you can all come to me at any time for anything. Anytime. Just shoot me a DM. Find me on Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn at jenmarples. And please connect with me. Shoot me a DM. Many of you do, and I love connecting with you. I want to tell a funny story. I'm going to dig into a little bit today's episode about overcoming fear and doubt. I was speaking at an event a couple of weeks ago, and was talking about stepping into the spotlight and getting seen and heard, and getting out there and being at the forefront of your business so you can make your impact, make money, serve the people you want to serve and get clear. And the number one question that always comes up is how to overcome fear. But before I get to that, I want to talk about the little bit of the branding up level that I've been doing and how you can really doubt yourself. And even if you've been doing something for a long time, you can still find yourself on shaky ground, doubting what you're doing in the world. And so I had my birth chart done a couple of weeks ago, about a month or so ago, actually. And Ophi, who was on the show, you heard her. She was the number one episode, or episode number one, I should say, of this year. If you all need some help with your stars and the birth chart, please reach out to her. But she basically confirmed what I was going through kind of last year. It was like my dark night of the soul. And a lot of stuff had to sort of happen last year to set me up for this year. And I had done this new branding and I just didn't feel like it was ready. I was ready to go. And by working with her, I know actually International Women's Day is a big day for all of us. It's March 8th. And I have something exciting I'll be sharing at the end of this episode about that. But it really helps, tap into, or getting your birth chart and doing astrology helps you kind of, it's a guide. It helps us kind of figure some things out. And I just was feeling wobbly and shaky. Like, come on, I know I'm meant to do all these things. You guys have been with me for a lot of you since the beginning, listening to this show. And you might think like, oh, Jen, she's got it all together and she keeps doing all these new things. And this is why I always tell it like it is, because I don't have it all figured out. And I went to kind of a deep, dark place. One of the funny parts of the deep, dark place was I did this photo shoot. Note to self and note to all of you, never do a photo shoot when you're not feeling yourself. So I did a photo shoot for this website and I ended up using like one photo because I'm like, I'm going to start wearing cream and like neutral colors. Cause this was like the weird headspace I was in. Again, it was the end of last year and my dad had been going through all this stuff. I was like, what am I doing? Who am I serving? Like, what's my mission? Like, what's happening? Someone give me a sign. And then I did this photo shoot and I was rushing through it and I wasn't feeling my power. Y'all know I'm wearing a pink jacket today, ladies. I've got pink nails and it's all for women, female power. And your girl here was not feeling it. And she put like taupe and cream and white on. And I felt like a wilting flower questioning my life. I used from that creamy shoot, I used nothing. I did put a pink jacket on for a second part of the shoot. I ended up using one photo because even with my pink cape on, so to speak, I was not feeling myself. So the message here is don't do a photo shoot when you feel like crap and you're not feeling like you're in your power, because it's going to be hard to muster power when you have sort of the pressure of a photo shoot on and all the things that the photo shoot represents. And then number two is to give yourself grace. And I kept coming back. Actually, when I was in Hawaii last summer, you all know this is where I'm from. If you're new here, I grew up on Oahu. I lived there my whole life. And there's a hotel there called Turtle Bay. So if you've been to Oahu, maybe you've been to the Turtle Bay resort. It's out on the North Shore. The North Shore is one of my most favorite places ever. And so last summer we were visiting. I stay with my folks, but we were just out there like going to the beach and having dinner by the pool. And I was walking through the hotel and I realized, and I told the story to my kids. I said, it's so interesting that when this hotel was built, I don't know when it was built, but when I was going there in the 70s and 80s, it was all completely enclosed. You couldn't see the ocean. So it's right on a point. And the way it's designed now is you can see it's like 360 views of the ocean. There's bars in the lobby that don't even have windows. You look out into the to the palm trees and the ocean. You can watch the sunset. But imagine a hotel being built in Hawaii with no windows. Can you even imagine? It was no windows, no windows. So you walked in, it was a cave with tinted glass to protect everyone from the sun and the glare. So then it had dark, even the doors in and out were dark. And so I went through a major remodel, I want to say like 15-ish years ago. and it, got updated. And so they knocked out a wall. And if you ever have seen the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall, that was filmed right after the hotel was updated. So if you've ever seen that movie, you're planning on watching it, I don't know why you would, but it's a fun movie. Actually, it's pretty funny. You So they added windows. So half the hotel had windows, but then they added like a porte cochere, and they did some nice things, updated the pool and some restaurant areas. So it was really great. We're like, oh, this is really great. Oh my God. Like they've never had a window actually looking out to the ocean of, why people come to Hawaii to see the beach, see the ocean, see palm trees. But it wasn't like 100% like amazing. And they had some weird branding and some weird taglines of, a word that nobody even knew what it meant. So with my critical brain, I was kind of like, all right. But still, it was 17,000 times better than it was before. And then recently, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, just went through this another massive remodel. And now, like, they knocked out every wall that they could. There's like a lobby bar. You can watch the sunset from the lobby. It's windows, open and airy, beautiful decor everywhere. So they just did a really, really good job. Why am I saying this? Because you can get it wrong. You can get it wrong the first time out, but it's actually not getting it wrong. It's just staking your claim. It's like, I'm going to build a hotel, or I'm going to build a brand. I'm going to build a company. And you go with the information you have, and you go with what you know. In the case of that hotel, they built a whole hotel on the tip of a peninsula with no windows. But I think it's super relatable in business and life. Like if you're starting something, you have to just start. So build the hotel with no windows, because then you get to bust out the windows and zhuzh it up, let some light in. And then you get to zhuzh it up again and bust out more windows, let tons of light in, and have lobby bars and beautiful shops and beautiful restaurants and like 360-degree views of the most amazing place on earth. And that is what I feel like I went through these past couple of years with my own business. So you're kind of looking at something, and there's something that's like staring you in the face. It's staring you in the face, and you can't quite grasp it. In the case of the hotel, it was the damn ocean with no access to it. And in my case, I was like, I'm going to start this agency because it's everything I've been doing. And why most of you come to me is to help you with your business, or to pivot, or to go out on your own and try something new. Like, let's just give it a little home. So let's up level this. And so in the midst of this, though, I faltered in my belief in myself and the who am I bullshit that we all do, like the who am I. And we have to keep coming back to who are you not to. And I share all this because, you see a finished product. You see, if you're watching this on YouTube, because I'm going to start this on YouTube, ladies. Hello. Hey, YouTube people. Hi. This is the first time I'm here. There's these evolutions, but you falter. We can always falter. So you see the shiny kind of the end game here. And I never want you to think that it's smooth sailing. I never want you to think that it doesn't take hard work and that it doesn't take some focus. I also don't want you to think that you have to kill yourself to make it happen. That's my natural default, is killing yourself. And you guys, you can all listen to earlier episodes. I tell my traumatic story about burning myself out. That's not what this episode is about today. So fast forward, then I get to this photo shoot. I'm faltering. I'm not feeling in my power. It was a crazy ass year with my dad. And I'm like looking at my business going, what is it? What is it? And so I kind of did the cart before the horse and did that photo shoot before I was ready. And then I ended up just using other photos from another photo shoot that I did that I really loved. And so it's all good. And there was, like I said, a couple that I ended up using, but I can still see the energy that was in that photo shoot. And I was like, it was me faltering. And so the funny story here is, this is a long-winded way of getting to this funny bit where I posted it on my Instagram, I don't know, months ago, one of these pictures of me in the creamy something or other. And people were running up to me and going, why were you in cream? Did you change all of your branding? And I'm like, oh, I was just trying to use some of these photos that I paid for. And it was really funny because that one photo represented And you can go on my Instagram now and you'll see it. It's not a bad photo. It's just not really who I am. I'm bright, I'm cheery, I'm energetic. I do cry. I go, I do like falter and dig deep. And that was my pale dig deep phase. And there was a color for it, cream. I was having like another midlife crisis, and it presented itself in the color cream. I am back in my pink, but I just want you all to know that this type of stuff is normal. It happens. You got to really lean in. I really leaned into women that I trust implicitly to tell me how it is. I'm in a leadership group, and within there, I'm in a solopreneurs group. And you got to say to people like, am I crazy? Am I going insane? Remind me of who I am, because I've lost it, and it's normal. So you're in the right place. Obviously, here on the Jen Marples Show, we talk about everything. And I always want you to know the good, the bad, the ugly. So your girl here went cream. She had a crisis. It was kind of a crazy last year. The whole rebrand, relaunch, and everything just took months because I wasn't feeling it. And you got to listen to yourself and that intuition, and do things when they feel right, and honor yourself and trust yourself. If you need to take a step back, like I did with this podcast, which I guess I'm not going to say serendipitous. I can't even say, I'm not going to serendipitously. I can't even say it. The pause turned out to be at the right time because of what happened with my mom. But here we are. So the new Jen Marples is launched. You can check out the website. We've got shiny new podcast graphics. You're going to see new services. If you sign up for my newsletter, if you go to the new fancy website, you sign up for my newsletter, I have 2 shiny guides for you. And one is my 12 steps to pivot guide if you're looking to make a change. And my other guide is a stepping into the spotlight guide to help you step up and step out in your business and get seen and heard. And if you're already on my mailing list and you haven't had access to those, just please shoot me a DM on Instagram or on LinkedIn at Jen Marples, and I will send it to you that way. So it's like you can't sign up for mailing list twice. So if you're already on, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, but I want you to have the free guides. So just reach out to me and I will send them your way. So, I wanted to tell that hotel story for a really long time. It's just been sitting there. I'm like, when? And that, ladies, that was last July. Here we are. I am recording this on February 26th. So some things take time. The things take time. Things have to marinate. And sometimes it takes longer to get to where we want to go. And, that's why you're here. This is why you listen to the show. That's why we're in community together, because I'm telling it like it is. But I'm back. I'm pink, and there's no stopping me. Pink is my Wonder Woman color. So you guys all find your Wonder Woman color. I do want to talk about overcoming fear and doubt. I always want you to walk away with some tangible tools and actions that you can take right away. So you've had my whole little story that I shared. And but fear is something that rears its ugly head all the time. I'm fearful all the time. And how do I break through it? I know that it's, as Gay Hendricks says, fear can also be called false evidence appearing real. So fear is a pain in the ass. We all have it. And especially when we're trying something new or going out of our comfort zone, you're going to feel fearful. It's totally normal. And we have fear because it kept us safe from back in the day. So we feel threatened in some way. We're in fear. But guess what? We're not being eaten by lions and tigers and bears anymore. So you can just say to yourself, okay, fear, I see you. I see that you're here. You're trying to keep me safe. Just kind of set it to the side and just know that it's not real, in the sense that no one's going to die. You're not going to die. It's not real. Set it aside and go, I see you over there. I acknowledge you, but it's not going to stop me from doing what I want to do. Which brings me to the second thing you need to realize You park that fear on the corner, put it on the side, and then you muster courage. I get the question all the time, how do I get confident? How do I get more confident like you are, Jen? I'm really not that confident. I'm confident in certain things, the things that I've been working on for 20, 30 years. Of course, I'm confident in those. Podcasting, I wasn't confident doing this. Oh my God, farthest from it. I'm really leaning into more keynote speaking. Oh, shiver me timbers, shaking in your boots. But you've got to muster the courage. Courage, yes. Yes to this opportunity to speak. Yes to showing up. And the way you do it is you focus on who you want to serve. If you focus on who you want to serve and who you want to hear your message, it takes a lot of those jitters and that fear away. So you've parked fear to the side. You've mustered courage. You're like, okay, I'm going to do it. Now, how am I going to really go through with it? When I used to, I'll give you this example. When I was starting out doing all of this, I had 3 friends in mind. And anytime I used to do a ton of solo episodes when I started this podcast. And I would think of one of those women every single time I would record a podcast. So I felt like I was speaking directly to that person. And so it took me out of the equation. So I'm like, it's not about me, it's about helping her. And before I got on today, I just said, I know so many of you are listening like all over the world, and it's so amazing. I'm showing up for you all. I'm showing up and sharing, my stumbles, my the questioning. I'm showing up here to tell you how it is, how it could be, in the hopes that it helps you go after what you want or help you feel more connected, less alone. You're not the only one dealing with, say, a parent who has had some issues, or you're not the only one who's feeling really scary taking some leap in your business. I've got a client right now who I'm thinking of too, who she's going, and shout out to you, you know who you are, who is going out on her own for the first time in 30 years. She's doing the same thing for work, but starting her own new business. And she's like, Jen, I'm equally terrified and excited. And those are 2 good things to be, because terrified is going to put you into action. But I said, you just have to have courage. It's like, let's not have terror. Let's not have fear. Let's just have some courage. And then how I framed it for her, and what I want all you to think about is when she's building her business, I want her to think about her clients. She's got existing clients and she's reaching out to a whole new group of clients, and how she's going to help them tremendously with their life. Tremendously. And she's got this unique skill set after doing this for 30 years that she, no doubt in my mind, is going to change lives, transform lives. And I am so excited for her. And that's what I want to impart with you. Focus on who you want to serve. Focus on who needs your help. And it takes away the jitters. And even if you don't want to, if you're not starting a business or taking some business risks right now, and you are, say, looking to make new friends or try something new, again, it's courage. You're going to be a little scared, but it's cool. Think about what's on the other side of you taking a little step: a new friend, a new client, a new experience, and it's all worth it. And quite frankly, you know what? It makes you feel alive. If we get too caught up in the day to day, I was just telling my husband, and I feel like I mix it up a lot, but I have kids at home still, and there's certain routines and schedules. And I told him, I said, every day it just starts to feel like Groundhog Day. It's the same day over and over again. And that's why doing courageous new things just gives you a shot in the arm, really. It gives you that, it's like why we're all here. It's sort of like that no pain, no gain. It's like if you ate chocolate cake every day, chocolate cake's not that great. But if you ate chocolate cake on, Saturday, and you kind of injected that in, and that was something new. Ooh, chocolate cake is new and exciting. So find your chocolate cake. Find that thing that you want to do. If you're scared to speak, you are, wanting to write a book, you're wanting to like work on your personal brand, you're wanting to just show up on Instagram and see, kind of test your message and see if there's anybody out there who's resonating, just go do it. Jump off the cliff, do it. Put fear on the side, notice it, stick it on the shelf. Know you're not going to die. Muster that courage. Think about either who you want to serve or that result you want, like a new friend or a new experience, because you're like, I'm not too freaking old to be sitting here having Groundhog Day happen to me every day. That's how you do it. So I just wanted to give you that little bit of a little sort of little tutorial, a couple little tools in your toolbox. And so you can really go out there and just use it. It's truly it's the reason why we don't do most everything. It really truly is. And I don't even have time to talk about perfection today. So I'll just throw this one in as a little bonus. Don't worry about being perfect. Just show up. Perfect is overrated. Nobody wants perfect. I show up most of the time with no makeup on. I'm dolled up today because I'm recording. So it's the one day out of 5 that I actually put makeup on and did my hair. But just show up. When I first started going out and speaking to women, I pulled my car over on the side of the road because I felt so inspired. I had to say something right then and there. I'd been to yoga, I think, no makeup, bad lighting, spoke my heart out. And I got so many messages and so many DMs from so many women going, oh my God, that was the message that they needed to hear. So again, it is not about perfect. It's not about perfection. It's not about makeup and perfect anything. It's about showing up and doing you, and don't worry about perfection. Perfection is the killer of dreams. It truly is. It really, truly is. All right. I've been going on for a long time, and it's because I miss you all. I miss you all. I've missed this. And so I'm just happy I had that realization in the couple weeks I had to take off to, zhuzh things up, that God, I really miss this. I miss talking to you all. And I miss being in your ears every week. And I've got great guests coming up. And so I miss that too. I miss like chatting with people. I have been interviewing folks. And I've got a lot more fabulous women in the pipeline to interview. So I am super excited about all of it. And I'm just so glad that you're here. I need to tell you something because I mentioned International Women's Day, which is March 8th. So if you haven't, this is a plea to be on my newsletter, because this is the best way for me to get information to you in case you miss something. I can't tell you how many times women come up to me and say they've missed something. They said, if you're not on my newsletter, you cannot guarantee that you'll hear about it on social media, or I'll have time to tell you in advance on the podcast. So sign up for my newsletter, jenmarples.com. Click on, you should get a pop-up that says click on the newsletter, or on the footer of the website, you can sign up. But March 8th, Friday, March 8th. So that is a little over a week from when you're listening to this podcast. It's International Women's Day, and I'm going to be hosting a free webinar, Zoom. I haven't decided what platform I'm going to use, but I've threatened to bring everyone together, and I'm finally doing it. So I'm holding myself accountable. I do a lot of programs and things like that, but I haven't done something where I'm bringing all of us together, around the world in one room, so to speak, one little virtual room, to have a conversation about what I want to talk about is, what this year means for us. And I want to give you some tips and tools on how to really step into the spotlight and go after what you want finally. All evidence is pointing to this year being absolutely incredible. And I want all of you to have tools, and I want you all to shine, and I want you all to show up in the way that you need to show up so you have the most incredible life and business. So March 8th, more information will be sent to you via email. I will also be posting on social media, of course, but just so you don't miss out on anything, make sure to sign up for my email list. ladies, that is what I've got for you today. So, starting next week, we'll be back on with a guest, and we are moving and shaking. We are moving and shaking from here on out. So, thank you all for being here. If you are new here, thanks for being here. We have a lot of fun here on the Jen Marples Show. Tears are also shed. Like I said, we tell it like it is. I am committing also to you all to showing up more for solo episodes. That was the other thing I just reminded myself I wanted to say. So we're going to do guest solo, guest solo. So this new sort of iteration of the Jen Marples Show is nothing's changing. I'm just showing up more to give you more concrete tips and tools to really tackle midlife, tackle your career, tackle everything that you are tackling. And I've missed that. So that's what I'm adding in, and there'll be more surprises as the weeks and months roll by. But make sure you're on my mailing list, and there will be a lot more information to come. But we're back, baby. We're back. And the Jen Marples Show, if you're new here, like it says in the intro, the tagline here is you're not too fucking old. I'm tacking on something to the end of that, which is to step into your midlife spotlight. So you're not too fucking old to step into your midlife spotlight and lead the life that you want to lead. You're in the right place. I'm your biggest cheerleader and your biggest champion. I've got you. Trust it. I've got you. I do. I love you. I've missed you. And I'll see you next week. Have a beautiful day.